Crazy Katarina here, and I'm going to talk about how I got my first motorcycle even though I have strict parents.
So this is pretty much how it all went down. I had turned 18 and I had jobs, so I had money to buy the motorcycle, and I told my mom, I'm like, hey mom, I'm turning 18. Since you didn't let me get my learner's permit when I was 16, I'm gonna get it now that I'm a legal adult, and I'm gonna take this motorcycle class called the New York State MSF course, motorcycle safety course. And you pretty much take it, it's a 3-day class. 2 of the days you're on a motorcycle that they provide you with, and then the other day, the first day, you're in the classroom like learning stuff. So I told my mom that I signed up for it, and I told her my plan. You know, I'm like, hey, listen, like, I'm gonna take the course, I'm gonna get my license, and then I'm gonna go buy my motorcycle. And at first she was pretty calm. Maybe it was because it was far away still, the date. I warned her in like December, like right before Christmas time, and my appointment for my course wasn't until like April or May. So maybe all that time was what made her feel comfortable with the idea. But then as the days approached, she was getting more and more antsy, to the point where the day of my motorcycle class, she literally took off of work because she was so scared that she was gonna get a phone call saying that something happened to me in the class. And I was like, Mom, are you serious? You didn't go to work today? So that's pretty much how it went. I took the class, I passed the course, and then I went motorcycle shopping by myself. I found my dream motorcycle because I really know I like sport bikes. And I know it was a little bit harder to handle a sport bike when you're new to it, but I figured I'd get used to the learning curve. And I got the sport bike anyway. So I went to this dealership in Riverhead called Maximum Motorsports. It's out east. You guys are probably like, why the hell did you go to that dealership if you live in Queens? I go out east a lot, so I figured that would be a good place to buy the motorcycle. And also I was planning on storing it out there too, maybe, because I knew my mom wasn't going to be like super into the idea. So it actually really worked out that that was the dealership that I bought the motorcycle from. So I went to the dealership and I found my guy, Scott. Oh, I hate this traffic, guys. It was like nice lean, and now we're like coming back to a stop. Anyway, so I went to the Riverhead dealership and I found my guy, Scott. I was like, yo, Scott. I loved that guy. He was literally awesome. Best sales guy ever. Shout out to Scott at Maximum Motorsports. He retired. He doesn't work there anymore, but man, he was great. Anyway, I found my bike, and I was serious about buying a motorcycle, so I had money on me, and I left a down payment on the bike so that he can hold it for me. And I made sure to explain to Scott that this is a non-refundable down payment, and I told him, I'm like, whatever happens, just do not give me back my security deposit on the motorcycle. Make sure I leave your dealership with my mom driving my car and me riding this new motorcycle. And he was like, yep, Katarina, don't you worry, I got you. Well, he doesn't know what it's like to deal with a Greek mom, and that's exactly what walked into that dealership and scared the living hell out of Scott, to the point where he gave me back my cash down payment. I was like, Scott, no, don't do this. And he gave me back my money, and my mom was very, very worried and angry, making sure I do not get that motorcycle. And Scott gave me the money. I got really frustrated and I left the dealership without my motorcycle. I was so upset, but if there's anything you guys know about me, it's that I am one very persistent person. If I want something, I'm gonna get it. I don't care what I have to do, what it takes, I will do it, and I will get what I want. So
Kat, what did you just buy?
I just bought a motorcycle.
Why?
I wanted to. This is my helmet, and this is all my paperwork.
What a crazy day that was. I feel like I had to share that cringy throwback video just so you could see the expression of my face when I just bought that Kawasaki Ninja 300. I was so nervous, I was so scared. You could see it on my face. My cheeks were all red, the room felt like it was getting hotter. I literally just didn't know what to do. I wasn't planning on telling anybody about this. I had it all planned out, so it was pretty bulletproof, and it all worked out perfectly. I was like shocked at how well my plan worked out. So my mom said definitely no motorcycle, and it was funny because as soon as I was about to walk into the dealership, I get a phone call, and it's a 631 number, which is the area code in Riverhead, and I thought it was like the storage unit people because I had rented a storage unit to use as a garage. So I thought it was them asking me if I was actually gonna come. So I answered the phone, and lo and behold, it's Scott on the phone. I'm like, hello? And he's like, hi, Katerina, this is Scott. I'm like, whoa, I'm like, Scott, hang up the phone, I'm right outside. So I opened up the door to the dealership because I literally answered the phone while I was standing right outside the dealership. I opened the door and I peek into his office, and his face was like white, he looked like a ghost. He's like, whoa, he's like, where the heck did you just come back from? And I'm like, Scott, I'm here to buy my motorcycle. I was so excited and I was so hyped. I was like, Scott, so my mom said no, so this is what I'm gonna do. The addresses on the motorcycle are gonna be my college address, which is upstate in Poughkeepsie, or they wouldn't find out about the bikes through the paperwork in the mail. And I had the bills for the storage unit facility that I'm using as a garage going to my college address upstate also. So it was a pretty bulletproof plan. Like, I really didn't see how they could find out about it, and it worked like the whole time perfectly. Looking back to it now, I'm so glad that it all worked out because the plan was kind of sketchy at some points. You see, when I found out that my mom was like rejecting the motorcycle completely, I reached out to one of my friends who had a driver's license, and I was like, hey, I want to get this motorcycle. My mom's not letting me, so do you think you can take the ride out with me because I can't drive my car and a motorcycle at the same time, so somebody needs to drive my car. And they were like, no, it's too far away, it's too risky, I don't want to do it, I'm too busy. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I went back to my best friend Anissa. Anissa's more like a sister to me. I'm an only child, but I view her as my sister. And I'm like, hey, I'm like, look, this is my problem, I'm not able to get anybody to drive my car. I'm like, how do you feel about driving my car from the dealership to the storage unit facility? And she was hesitant, and I was hesitant to ask this to her also, but I kind of didn't have any other person to ask that I trusted enough. So I asked her, and she was like, I think I might be able to do that. I'm like, I think you might be able to do that too. So I got on the motorcycle in the parking lot, and I was so nervous because the only motorcycle experience I had was the 2 days in a parking lot in the MSF course. And that's not enough to like give someone confidence to drive a motorcycle on the street with traffic and all these other things going on. I was super nervous, but I did it. We got ready to head to the storage unit facility. Thankfully, our ride there was really smooth. We both got there safe. Anissa didn't run me over in my car, and I didn't crash. So that was good. My parents didn't find out about the motorcycle until almost a whole year later. One day they came up to college to visit me. My parents arrive and we're having a good time, hanging out at my dorm and all, and my dad goes out on the balcony to enjoy the view because my college is right on the Hudson River and you could see it beautifully. And he's looking out the balcony and he comes back inside, and when my mom isn't around, he asks me, he's like, what are all those tire tracks going from under your balcony to the street through the grass? And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, what do you mean you don't know? He's like, you've been awfully quiet about getting rejected about the motorcycle. And I'm like, oh man, I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I got the motorcycle and I keep it under my balcony, but since you guys came, I moved it, so that's why it's not there right now. And he was like, oh my God, he's like, go explain this to your mother right away. And I was like, oh no. So I actually kind of had a feeling that was going to happen, so I made a short video for them to watch because I didn't know how to tell them. So I was like, hey mom, come over here, and I opened up my computer and I played the video. It was about a minute or two. I explained to my parents that I actually bought the motorcycle 2 days after they told me I'm not allowed to buy it. And I had it in the storage unit, and then I had it in Anissa's garage for a few days, and then I brought it up to college. And they were like shocked. They were like, what? And I showed them, I'm like, listen, I have 5,000 miles plus on this motorcycle. that should be enough to show you I have a little bit of experience and to be a little bit more confident that I'm not going to die, so you don't have to panic as much, hopefully. And I mean, I know my mom, she's always going to panic about me, but they accepted it slowly. And nothing really happened. Like, there was no real consequence that came out of me buying the motorcycle. Like, it was like, all right, you already did it. You've been doing it. We had no idea. It's like, now we know, so okay, that's cool, I guess. So that's pretty much how it all went. It's a success. And please, guys, if you guys want to buy a motorcycle or do anything in life, just remember, there's always ways around whatever problem you're having. Just find the solution, be flexible, and work it out. You'll figure it out. Peace out. This is Crazy Cat. Thanks for watching again, and if you like the video, like and subscribe.
Damn.